Listen!
Welcome everyone, this is Andre's Restart, and this time we are talking about the games that might be in a general Nintendo Direct. Now, I don't want to focus too much on the rumors, but I'll just point out that it seems like industry insider Nate the Hate is teasing a Nintendo Direct, but I don't want to fully assume that. But if you look at all the different tweets that have been going on, it feels like that's what is being suggested. But then also, this Brazilian website, Universo Nintendo, is reporting that according to their anonymous sources, there will be a Nintendo Direct sometime this week between June 19th and June 23rd. Will this actually happen? I don't know, but it could happen. I've personally predicted for July, but even more recently I put out a video suggesting that I could be wrong, and I could be wrong. Maybe these rumors are true and a Direct is happening this week. So regardless of when the Direct does come, I feel like this video will still be relevant because it's just talking about the games that may show up on this Direct. And I do think eventually that Direct is going to come because Nintendo does need to make announcements for their games in the second half. I don't think we're going to wait until September before we get some type of announcement or series of announcements because there needs to be Nintendo games coming out after Pikmin 4. And that includes the months of August and September, but then also October, November, and potentially December. So I feel confident saying that there will be a series of announcements. There's a number of shows coming up that Nintendo is attending, such as PAX and Gamescom, so there's probably going to be something being shown off. So we're going to be predicting what are the next Nintendo games Nintendo will be showing off. But before we go further, let me point out that we are aiming to hit 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you do enjoy my content, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. With your help, it just might be possible. And I'll also mention that we have recently partnered with Instant Gaming, so if you're looking to save some money on digital game purchases on PlayStation, Xbox, PC, and Nintendo, check out the site. You can save a little bit of money, including gift cards, and if you do so through the link in the description below, it will help out the channel. So what kind of games might we see in the next Nintendo Direct? I'd like to point out that I'm just focusing on first-party things. I'm sure there's a number of third-party things that will also be there, but first-party Nintendo stuff, that's kind of my expertise. That's what I know about and think about, so that's what we're focusing on here. And what I think is going to come is something Mario. Something Mario's got to come. I'm not sure when Nintendo's going to release Nintendo Switch 2, whether it be at the end of this year or maybe more likely sometime next year. When it does come, I do think there will be a brand new 3D Mario to show off, and possibly that could be shown off this summer if the Switch 2 is coming out that soon, but I'm not so sure about that. But regardless of when that's coming, I think something Mario is going to be showing off. I think Nintendo wants to get out some sort of Mario release that's relatively new and exciting that will enjoy the benefits of the Mario movie release this year. The box office sales have been staggering, the movie's being made available, so people are watching this, people are excited for Mario. A Mario game of some sort will do well. Now, this prediction I'm saying of something Mario could be a Mario spin-off. It could be maybe like a multiplayer Mario game that's different from Mario Party. Maybe it's something more like 3D World that isn't meant to be the mainline Mario game, even though 3D World was the mainline Mario for Wii U, but it's something that kind of plays more towards the multiplayer factor. So it's something that functions as a bit of a spin-off, but still also satisfies a little bit of that platforming that a lot of us Mario fans have as a holdover until next big 3D Mario. Or maybe it's a remaster. Which brings me to my next prediction. I think there will be at least one more remaster announced than from what's been rumored. So I'll get to that rumored one in a bit, but I think something else is going to be announced. Maybe it's a remaster of Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, and maybe that satisfies that Mario something I was just talking about. That is a game that people have been wanting to be remade or ported for many years, and I think it would be a great one to release on the Switch. It's one of those games that will age really well because of the art style. So maybe that, but if it's not that, there's a number of other potential remasters that Nintendo could be working on that they might announce. One of those could be the rumored Kid Icarus. Masahiro Sakurai, the director behind Kid Icarus Uprising, did recently on his YouTube channel suggest that they should port over Kid Icarus to Switch. Maybe that was teasing this Bandai Namco game that is a Nintendo action game that they've been working to remaster. There are actual job listings for that. This is actually something that is in the works We don't know what it is, except for it being a Nintendo action game of some sort. And also that it's some sort of remake or remaster. I think there's a great chance that this is Kid Icarus Uprising. Bandai Namco worked with Masaru Sakurai for Smash. They've worked on other Nintendo games as well, such as Pokemon Snap. I think they probably would do a great job of remastering Kid Icarus Uprising. And if it's not one of those two, I'm sure there's something else they could pull out of left field that'll be really exciting to see come out on Switch sometime this year. But there's another remaster I alluded to that I think is going to be announced, and that is F-Zero GX. It's been rumored from a few different places. Nate the Hate has discussed it before, Silex Hunter has discussed it before, Nintendo Prime has discussed it before. Some people have reached out to me personally and mentioned it, although I can't fully verify how legitimate those claims are, but it lines up with what other people have said publicly, so I'm just putting it out there. I think there's a fantastic chance that F-Zero GX is coming to Switch. We've heard that Nintendo wants to remaster a number of GameCube games from Emily Rogers and other sources, and we've seen some evidence of that with Metroid Prime Remastered, but also maybe not even necessarily just GameCube games, because we also got Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe, which is a Wii game, so maybe we see another Wii game, maybe we see a 3DS game, as I discussed with Kid Icarus. But F-Zero is the one that's been prevalently discussed, so I definitely think that is probably getting announced soon, and I think it's coming out this year. Now, something else that I feel confident in saying is coming out this year is something Metroid. I think there's going to be this build-up for Metroid Prime 4. It's been rumored that Metroid Prime 4 is completed. Metroid Prime 4 could be the big holiday game alongside maybe some sort of Mario spin-off to give us something to be excited about to play besides just Zelda. I think that could be happening, and even if Metroid Prime 4 doesn't come out this year, I think it will at least be showing off. But I also think that Prime 2 and 3 should come at some point or another. Maybe we see Metroid Prime 2 and 3 released on the Switch eShop during the summertime, and these are announced in the same direct as Metroid Prime 4. That way, as something to play, because we're going to be excited about Metroid Prime 4, to hold us over until that game does come out, regardless if it's at the end of this year or sometime next year. And I don't think Metroid Prime 2 and 3 are getting the remastered treatment as the original did. I think they're going to be something a little bit more simplistic, but still be quality things to play on the Switch. And beyond that, I'm not really sure what else to expect, because I do think Nintendo is transitioning over to the next generation, but they're not going to stop making games. There will be more games. It's just kind of tough to think what those might be. We're going to get DLC for different things. We're going to get the Splatoon 3 DLC. We're going to get the Pokemon DLC news eventually, maybe not in this direct, because it's Pokemon. And I do think eventually Tears of the Kingdom will get DLC, and that might be mentioned here. But in terms of new games beyond what I've mentioned, it's tough. Because I do think they're going to save the next big 3D Mario for that next system. I think the next new Mario Kart is going to be saved for the next new system. I think the same would apply for a Smash Bros. Game. And also probably whatever Monolith's next big game is, I think it's coming out on the next system too. But Nintendo has a number of smaller studios that can put out something. Maybe they announce another Kirby game. That wouldn't totally shock me. Or maybe Nintendo uses this as an opportunity to bring up another older IP. And one that's been rumored for a while is Donkey Kong. I don't feel confident in saying that the next Donkey Kong game is coming out this year, but I think there's a decent chance it could at least be talked about. Maybe it's something that's coming out early next year and Nintendo wants to build up a bit of anticipation for it. So maybe they announce this Donkey Kong game during a summer direct. So I'm going to mention that here as my final prediction. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. These are just my predictions. I think some of them will be right, some of them may be wrong, and there'll be other things that'll be pretty exciting as well. Whenever that direct does come, be it this week, next month, I'm not sure, but the news will come eventually. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. This is Andre's Restart. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and I'll see you all really soon. Take care.